going on? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the August 11th edition of the Vendor Reset. Today, we're going to do a little fast travel and a whole lot of looking at some new weapons, gear mods, performance, prototype mods. We're going to see what they've released on August 11th. Today is Friday. Can you believe August is almost half over? The year is well over half over. We're actually coming to the end of the third quarter of this year. Hope everybody's had a great year. I know I have, and I've had a great year on the Division.
Warning. Now leaving the
Let
safe
us
area.
start with the special blueprints vendor. Now, I have a lot of the blueprints, so if there is some blueprints that are repetitive, I might already have them. So if you see something, I might already have it, and you don't see it on my screen. The Sausage 12 blueprint. Let's go right out there and buy that one and add it. Add it! Let's add it to the inventory. The Omega Rifle Suppressor. Now, is headshot damage coming back in a big way in 1.7? Who the heck knows? But let's go and buy it. We don't want the optimal range on that scope. So, we are going to move to the special vendor. Let's go and take a look.
How's my new favorite customer?
So first up, we've got a Pecan, Skilled, Determined, and Pecan. Now, if you don't know what a Pecan talent is, each kill makes the next reload to have 20% extra bullets compared to its base. Just not what I'm looking for. The Liberator. Brutal, swift, and accurate. Not for me. The Centurion, expert and intense. If you really wanted to, you could roll harmful on it to get that bleed. The Cassidy, predatory, capable, and boom stick. Not for me. Historian gives you some fire. Some fire when you shoot that bullet. This one is vicious, talented, and history repeats. Not for me. The M45A1, not sure it's worth 1,000 Phoenix credits, but a lot of us are at the cap. As you can see, I do spend mine, but I wouldn't waste it on this weapon. The Covert SMG9, a little underrated and a little overrated. It's not worth buying. The Tactical ACR, one of the sleeper weapons. Dominant, unforgiving. As you can see, self-preserve's not unlocked on mine. Gonna pass. M870, deadly, brutal, and competent. This could be something to look for in patch 1.7, depending on how the Striker gear set comes. This just right now for me, I've got a few of these and I'm not gonna pick it up. Now, the M700 Tactical, you kind of want the M700 Custom. You have that extra mod slot, and this just isn't worth buying. The Black Market RPK 74 with Sustained, Swift, and Deadly. You could technically roll off Sustained for something like Competent. Swift isn't horrible, but not necessarily worth purchasing. Got a Tenacious Mask here. It's got a mid to low end armor roll, 1129 to electronics, so that's low. All resistance and disorient resistance, absolutely garbage. A Reckless chest piece, 1846 on the lower end of armor, on the lower end of firearms, health on kill, and increased kill XP. I mean, if you really wanted to run this in PvE, you could use the 26% increased kill XP, but quite honestly, you should pass. Absolutely lowest armor roll on this Tactician's Authority vest. 1197 the stamina, 16564 health, Skill haste and ammo capacity is actually not horrible. Roll there. You could roll off stamina to electronics or firearms or increase it, but the armor is low. This would actually be a good pickup for Last Stand as everything is maxed out. But for the 832 Phoenix credits, if you're tight and you already have a good chest piece, you should pass. Relentless Backpack wouldn't pick it up if my life depended on it. Lone Star Backpack with skill power, rolled the skill and ammo, not horrible, but you could definitely get a higher armor roll. The Final Measure Backpack, I'm looking to build out a good Final Measure build for 1.7. Rolls with stability, burn resistance, and 1251. Now, stability is taking a bit of a nerf. Not sure 100% how it is going to be impacted, but I would probably pass on this backpack. The D3 FNC, I would probably pass on. 1251, 1450 stability with burn resistance. You could really, if you wanted to, roll firearms, but the stability on a defense build, especially using SMGs, you really just don't need it. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at the Final Measure. This is the defense build, backpack, skill power, burn resistance. You know what? Not horrible if you run the build. It's probably worth taking a look. The Prosperous knee pads, headshot kills, grant credits. Not really worth anything. Save your Phoenix credits. Sentry Call knee pads on the lower end of armor. Critical hit damage. XP, bleed, and shock. You'd want to roll off XP and maybe put burn on there. Other than that, they're really not that great of a set of knee pads. The knee pads on the Nomad. Rolled stamina and health. Bleed, disrupt, and kill. Not horrible. Just not the roll you're looking for. You'd want to have burn resistance on there, potentially roll it to firearms. Probably a pass on this one. I know it would be for me. Predator Mark knee pads, okay armor roll, okay firearms roll. It's got burn and shock, which is actually really good. The all resistance I reroll for health or crit damage, and the increased kill XP is a little bit of a burner in that minor attribute slot. These actually aren't horrible if you really want to take a look at these. The Nimble Holster, great armor roll. 11s across the board except for stamina. Honestly, you want to have 12s because you can really go and get them. If you don't have a Nimble Holster, 582 Phoenix credits isn't horrible, especially if you're near the cap. You can re-roll crit chance, or you could technically leave it. I think it's a horrible stat to have on this, and you could put on firearms, or if you're looking to go into electronics, you could raise that. But honestly, I would probably pass on this holster. The Striker Holster 902 armor roll, it's right down in that sort of mid to lower range. It's got 12s across the board, except for electronics, but the electronics isn't horrible. And the skill haste, once again, in 1.7, we're not 100% sure what's going to change. They haven't really mentioned anything about that, but the skill haste, you could leave on there or could re-roll for something else. This Reclaimer whole armor is garbage. It's 1176 to firearms with 12s across the rest of the board. Quite honestly, if you are looking for something Reclaimer-wise, you could look at this, but I would probably pass strictly looking at the armor. The Deadeye holster, you really have what you need on this holster. Lower armor, that's okay because you're mostly in cover or a little bit further away. Look at the firearms. It already comes rolled 1268, and quite frankly, if you're looking to add some reload speed to that sniper, and sometimes you are, because you want to get those shots out and get a new clip in as quick as possible, it comes preloaded with reload speed. Not a horrible Deadeye quick draw holster. Operator gloves, astute. First 3 bullets of your magazine have a 5% chance of doing a crit hit. Pass on these at all costs. There's so many better gloves out there. The Hunter's face gloves, marksmanship rifle, health on kill, pistol damage, garbage. Pass on those. Firecrest gloves. Now, 16% crit hit damage. That is huge. 9% skill haste. That is huge. Issue being, you may want to put on an electronic roll and the marksman rifle damage. The chances of you running a marksman rifle, probably not going to happen. So there's a little bit of a conundrum here. If you're okay leaving them rolled firearms, then they are a great roll. You can roll off marksman. Alpha Bridge, I think we're really going to see this build come back in 1.7. Assault rifle, pistol damage, enemy armor damage. You can roll off pistol because it's useless. Put on crit chance, put on crit damage. 1143 to firearms is a little low, but the armor roll in these gloves are great. If you don't have a pair, it's probably worth taking a look. Banshee Shadow gloves, SMG, crit hit, chance, and skill haste. Rolled to electronics, probably going to want to roll out to firearms. 902 armor's right in the middle. It's okay. I don't know. I don't think I would probably look at these seriously, but if you're trying to put together a Banshee build, you need those gloves. Here they are. The electronics mod is low. Anything, let me give you some advice. Anything under 255 and 260, electronics, stamina, or firearms, don't even look at it. They drop more than enough. You can actually go buy the blueprints a lot of the times. They do have the blueprints that pop. But just as a quick guide, do not use, unless that's the only thing you have, but don't use anything under 255, 260 because you're going to be losing out quite a bit if you do. Performance mod of mobile, cover, health. Not too many people run this. You shouldn't either. Extended magazine of 110%. Honestly, you should be running at the minimum 115. I would pass on this. The reload speed is cool, rate of fire is cool, depending on what weapon you're using. But honestly, you can get an extra 5, even 6% on this magazine, and it actually does add up over time. The Omega rifle suppressor, 18% headshot damage, crit hit chance, and stability. Now, if you've got a high-end build and you're running a marksman rifle, you could add 18% headshot damage. Now, we're not talking Deadeye, so you're not getting crit, but the automatic crit. But this 18% stacked will add up. The 2.5% crit chance and the stability are kind of irrelevant. Obviously, any crit chance roll on anything is great, or crit damage, but and the reduced threat, I mean, you could put this on and try to act all sneakish in PvE, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. The underbarrel PEQ 15 laser, ooh, it's orange. How freaking amazing is that? 70% accuracy, 2.5% stability, 4% crit damage. Guys, there's a lot better ones out there than that. Pass on this one. The MK5 scope. This is for those assault rifles. This is for the sniper, the snipers. 6% headshot damage, 4% crit hit damage, 2% accuracy. Guys, pass on that. Chances are you're going to want to have a higher crit damage and a lower headshot and crit hit chance. And or you can have a higher crit chance and lower headshot, lower crit damage. But you want all three on one of these. The Dune and Ranger jacket have always been there, and guys, you can always get the weapon caches, gear caches, mod caches.
Sorry you didn't see anything you liked.
All the time. 200 Phoenix credits each for those. Let's go take a run upstairs and see what we have up here. So, at the advanced weapons vendor, we got a Rhino rolled expert meticulous. Guys, pass on this. This gun, it's actually a really cool looking gun. I love the way it sounds when you fire it, but I just think there's better handguns out there. You're really maxed out with your mag. The RPMs are cool, but I would probably pass on this particular sidearm. The Covert USC, guys, run this. I was actually really looking forward to this when the game came out. The problem with this is the fire rate was really low, and I just felt like it was hitting extremely soft. So I haven't run one, and I don't run it. But I mean, you can run it. Brutal responsive ambusher increases your damage by 10% against targets in cover. Yeah, you're gonna run into targets in cover, but the chances of you really running up on somebody, getting them in cover, it's really not that much. So pass on this. Responsive, prepared, and focused. Now, if you're looking for a G36, this isn't horrible. Focused is not bad. When no skills are on cooldown, your weapon damage is increased by 10%, but let's be honest, guys, you're probably hitting your heal, you're probably hitting a pulse, or chances are you've got a bag out, or you've got a turret out. There's always a cooldown happening somewhere, so that focused really never gets procced. Prepared is horrible because you got to be 30 meters from your target to really get that damage. You're going to want to roll that on a sniper and not on an assault rifle. So I would pass on this gun. The M870 Express, self-preserve, meticulous, and dominant. Those rolls just don't add up for me. I would take a pass. The first wave M1A, brutal, competent, and balanced. Actually not horrible. If anybody was around for 1.2 to 1.4, the first wave M1A was the god sniper. I remember maxing crits with 1,000,000 to the dome and taking out the big boys with 1 to 2 shots. This gun has taken a significant nerf. Now that it only does 65 base K damage, you really want to be looking more at a custom M44 or even a hunting M44 or the M700. Not a bad gun. Who knows what's going to happen in 1.7 with this weapon, but as of right now, for the next few days, you may want to wait. The tactical M249 Para. This gun had a lot of promise, but if you take a look at the rounds per minute, it's extremely low. The base damage on it's not horrible, but not great. Skilled, talented, and determined. This gun also bounces around worse than my grandmother on diapers. I wouldn't pick this up. The heavy spring magazine. Honestly, guys, you're probably going to want to run the extended magazine on most of your weapons. You just want the extra rounds. If you're like me and miss basically every single shot, I need all the rounds I can get. So these magazines don't really do anything for me. And if you look at the amount of crit chance and crit damage you're getting, it's absolutely nothing. Pass on this. The Osprey .45 suppressor, 17.0% accuracy. Now this is something I could probably use, but let's be honest, I'm probably going to want to run crit damage or headshot damage. I'm going to pass on this. The vertical gray Coyote Tan grip. Sorry, the vertical grip. Optimal range. It's just in the wrong spot. Too bad that wasn't crit damage and crit chance. You should pass. And the XP S3 holographic sight. Horrible. Let's move on. This video, I do explain a little bit in detail, so I'm not going to repeat myself if we see the same kinds of things. I'm really just talking out right now, so don't worry. I will speed things up. Custom M44, we don't see too many of these out too much. Harmful, swift, and determined, you're going to want to pass. This steadfast holder, health regen, kicks in twice as fast as in cover. Horrible talent. You're going to want to pass on that. Firearms. Now remember what I said, 256 and 3060 health. Actually not a bad firearms mod. If you're looking to get firearms with health, this is the min you're going to want to go on firearms. Pick a few of these bad boys up. The EXP S3 holographic sight, optimum range, headshot damage, accuracy, you're going to want to pass.
That's cool.
We are going to head over to the weapons vendor here.
Nice to see you.
And take a little peek. Tactical AUG A3P 1.2 to 1.4. This was the God SMG. Base damage of 22.2. Little low on the crit hit chance. Hurried, commanding, and ferocious. Really not that great. Although I still say that Hurried's a little bit of a...
I'll be here when you change your mind.
Underused talents. The laser undergrip here. Accuracy, stability... Reload speed, it's garbage. The gear vendor, we've got an inventive backpack, really low on the armor, 1191 to firearm, stability, and disrupt. You're going to want to pass on that. Electronics, 239, garbage. Let's move on.
What do you want to see?
And we're at the rewards claim vendor. They ain't got nothing for us this week, let's be honest. All right, guys, let's do a quick fast travel. We're going to pop up to the safe house up here, Autumn's Hope. Want to remind everybody, this weekend only, after negotiating hard with the devs, I negotiated my ass off for you guys. We got double field proficiency caches. How awesome is that? Go out and grind this weekend and enjoy. So in Autumn's Hope, we've got Relentless, it is garbage, and a Stamina mod. Guys, we have hit the jackpot. 261. Now they can go higher, but 261 Stamina mod with health rolled on it, basically the max health. You are gonna want to pick up a couple of these bad boys. This is up in Autumn's Hope.
I get it.
Let's scroll over and go to the Wolves Den. Once again, double rewards for reaching a new level. That simply means your field proficiency caches, instead of getting 1, you're going to get 2. And in those field proficiency caches, even though it's extremely low, you can get an exotic drop. So at the Wolves Den, we have got an M700 Tactical. Now we want it to be custom because we want to get that extra slot. Intense, Talented, and Elevated. We are going to pass on that. Stability, Headshot, and Accuracy on this small RDS scope. We are going to pass. So far, nothing worth looking at. Let's go down to Dante's Run. So guys, up at Autumn's Hope, we have a Stamina mod. And at the Darkstone vendor, at the base of operations, we have a Firearms mod. If someone wants to keep track of that in the comments, that would be super freaking amazing. Also in the comments, tell me what you're looking for, and we can make sure we definitely keep an eye out for those
You know you want something.
items. So we have a sturdy holster, increased armor by 50% when staying in cover for 4 seconds or more. Not that great. You're gonna want to pass on it. Secret Mine explosion radius. I'd rather have Secret Mine damage, to be honest with you, than radius. But it's not a horrible prototype performance mod. Interesting to see how they're going to specifically nerf, especially the Airburst Secret Mines in 1.7. But here it is if you're looking for the radius. On to the next safe house. We are going to pop down to the cavern. Let's go down and check out this bad boy. Alright, so we are taking a look in the cavern. Love this safe house, probably my favorite safe house.
Best gear in the city.
Just from a design standpoint. So we are looking at the rehabilitated mask. I prefer to either run a refreshed or tenacious. Heals 2% every second during status effects. Kind of a wasted talent, to be completely honest with you. Health on kill and disorient, you're going to want to pass on it anyways. Sticky bomb explosion radius. Sticky bombs have made a little bit of a comeback, especially in PvE. You can really spec into it and basically one drop, like, or two drop a heavy. But it's more for the damage and not for the explosion radius. Probably want to pass on that. We've been to the base. Let's go check out Kerman Station. Alright. Vendor, Restock, Kerman Station. Let us take a peek. Another enhanced hog, right on. Responsive and meticulous, rolled with determined. Quite honestly, you could get some better stats than that. You're going to want to pass. And this ACOG has got accuracy, crit hit chance, and headshot damage. Take a pass.
Don't worry.
We've been to the base. We've got one more safe house on this side, and let's go to it. Hope everybody had a good week. It's Friday night on The Division. What could be better than that? Probably having a girlfriend and hanging out with her. That would probably be better. But close second, we have got
get your Uncle Ricky.
Take a quick.
We need to
Here,
talk.
there we go.
Cause I'm afraid I'm starting.
Best gear for
We
the
got the
streets,
division,
right?
so
That
let's
was
do
my
it.
new
So we
favorite
are
custom.
currently in, what safe house are we in? We are in the Spencer.
I cannot believe I just referred to our present state of
And we've got a PP-19, good old PP. Commanding and hurried, absolutely garbage. Hand stop coyote, reload speed, stability, and crit damage. Honestly, right now you want to spec to crit damage. That's like, you really want crit damage, crit chance on your assault rifle, crit damage on your SMGs. So this reload speed,
No worries.
not in the major. We are heading over to the Madison stands. Talking about lag in this game today with a really good buddy of mine who we play with, and we had a big argument on it. Probably going to get into it a little bit later online. If you do experience lag, make sure you tune back in, because we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly to do with the Division and lag. We're going to talk about some other video games and how it's affecting those games or not affecting, and how it's affecting this game. So, Madison stand, we've got Prosperous, Tactical Pads, Roll for Stamina, Enemy Armor Damage, Bleed Disorient, and Damage to Elites. Quite honestly, if you run a sniper rifle and you're looking to get some credits, they're not a horrible knee pad to run in PvE. Absolute garbage to run in PvP. Pulseration, not horrible, but quite honestly, you're going to want to run...
Sorry you didn't
what
see me.
is the talents? The talent. You're going to want to run Precision. Forget the duration. If you hit Precision, you're going to continually get people pulsed. Southpaw, but we got to go down here. I'm going to head down to the last stand and take a look. So the developers talked 1.7. It's dropping August 15th. That is next Tuesday. You probably get it. I know Eastern time. It usually comes in the morning. Gonna have some cool changes. They've talked about nerfing stability. I did a video about it just a couple videos ago. Might be worth taking a peek for you and just seeing the update. I also did a recap to that video. So check that video out as well. Destructive, focused, and vicious. Quite honestly, there are better talents for this ACR. Low, I think 23% enemy armor damage is the cap, and I think you go 24 point something for damage, so it's not maxed out by any means. Tyrant Suppressor, 7% crit hit chance, stability and optimal range. Not for me. Let us go to the ward and take a peek there and see what the dealio is. They're also nerfing the shield build, the defense build in PvP, and they're increasing it for PvE. Damage to elites 10%. Refresh mask. Here we go. All healing is improved by 30% when in the last segment. Your armor is garbage. Your stamina roll garbage. Skill and disorient. Please pass on this. Ballistic shield health. Now, there's a little bit of controversy as to how this is going to roll out. Quite frankly, I'm not sure. The devs haven't really talked about how it's all going to be impacted, so until 1.7 drops and we get to play with it, I wouldn't change anything to your current ballistic shield. Just play it how you have it now, and then when 1.7 drops, we can take a look and talk. So I wouldn't worry about that performance mod. Up to Southpaw. To the paw. Taking a look here.
Hey,
All right,
you need
so
one of- New York.
Got your eye on something?
This is Rick.
we have operator gloves. Astute garbage. Look at that armor roll though. And pulse duration
Not
again.
if
time to make a pass. Let's head to the grindhouse, take a quick peek there. Alright. Back this way.
Come check this out. Anything here you want?
So, we have a double-barreled sawed-off. These actually aren't horrible, but this one is. A small RDS, stability, headshot damage, and
Another
range.
time.
We are gonna pass. Let's head up to the firewall, take a peek there, and then we're gonna do the dark zone checkpoints. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped for 1.7. You know, it's a lot of people have left this game, and I think the developers are starting to realize, for many reasons, why people are leaving.
Hey, gotta see it to
So I
believe.
think they're
You
gonna
want
have
it,
2
I
more
got it.
releases, and then they're gonna probably drop Division 2, which I think is gonna be in the new year. Don't quote me, I have no information on it, but that's my guess. So, gonna be interesting times over these next few months. Prosperous, we've talked about this already. Low armor roll, 1261, not bad firearms, health, and kill increase SP, disorient, and bleed resistance. Pass on him. Stamina mod, 242, don't
Howdy
even
here.
look at it. Up to the last safe house, the crypt. Take a peek here, see what we're dealing with. Alright, so we are going to this
You can't buy
weapons
from
vendor.
get a load of this.
Police MK, you know, this gun has so much promise. You look at the fire rate, you know, 275, the damage, not horrible. Look at the headshot damage, 168, and you look at the DPS and go, oh my god, this gun is gonna be, like, amazing! And it really isn't. It really isn't. I wish it was. Dominant, competent, proficient. No thank you. This flash hider, 17% accuracy, 3% crit hit chance, and 5% offset range. We're gonna pass. We're gonna pass on that one. Heading up to the East 64th Street checkpoint. Take a quick peek. I'm gonna come down the right side of DZ and go back up the left. And then we'll attempt to get into the safe houses without getting killed. So we have
ask me where I
a
got it.
mod vendor that has a 253 with skill power. Not horrible. Like I said, 255 is the min, but if you really need a firearms mod with skill power, up in the dark zone gear mod vendor, this isn't horrible. 5% pulse duration, it's just a little bit more, 0.5% more than the other pulse duration mods that we've seen. Again,
I'll
I
be
would
waiting.
still pass. Going down to East 61st Street. Take a quick peek in here. Another
Finders
weapon
keepers, right?
mod vendor. So crit hit chance, magazine size, crit hit damage. This is not a horrible magazine high velocity because you do get the 12% magazine. So if you had 10 rounds, you're gonna get an extra round kind of thing. And you do get 6% crit hit chance, 6.5% crit hit chance and crit hit damage. But quite honestly, I really think you can get better extended mags. Stability, crit hit chance, and headshot damage, not a great muzzle. Stability, actually optimal range, horrible angle grip. Stability, headshot, and crit hit chance, another brutal scope. Heading down to East 58th Street.
This.
Let us take a peek ski here. We have some
No
gear.
bullshit. This here's
So,
the best
an
you gonna
enduring mask while in the last health segment that keeps refilling. Honestly, they're not really good. High armor roll. middle of the pack, firearms roll. You really want to see a 12 on there. Skill, power, and damage to elites. I'd pass. Forceful, increase armor 15% while the signature skill is still active. Honestly, probably one of the worst talents in the game. How often is your signature skill on? Really? Specialized is the first one we've seen. Now, 1257 to armor, 1229 to skill or electronics, 1341, so it could be a little bit higher health, and disrupt resistance is absolutely brutal. You're going to want to roll either ammo capacity or burn resistance or something in that slot. If you're looking for a mid to high level armor roll with some skill already on it and some health already on it, this is a backpack that you should pick up. The Prosperous, we've talked about, 1159. Not a bad armor roll. It's got any armor damage, shock, and disorient. Probably going to want to pass. The Steadfast, it's got 12s in firearms and electronics. A lower stamina roll and reload speed. Pass on that. And Astute, you just want to
Come back when you're feeling up.
They're already sniffing about 1.8. You can tell, like 1.7. They're doing a few things. They're adding obviously some global events, and accommodations, and things like that. But I think they're really gonna try and do something crazy in 1.8. I think, but it still remains to be seen. Officer M9A1.
Finders keepers, right?
Not horrible. Half decent fire rate, but I'd pass on this one. The Covert SMG 9 Predatory. Great and Swift, I'd pass. Tactical MK16. Probably one of the hardest hitting assault rifles in the game. Lower RPM. And this one has horrible talents. Marine Super 90 with Trained, Predatory, and Swift. Gonna want to pass. That dreaded Scar H. It's just too bad. It's like the Please K MK17. Garbage or roll. Custom LA86A2. This thing bounces around like crazy as well, and it's also garbage. Going into Easy 6th East 53rd Street. Let's go and take a peek. Taking a look at East 53rd.
Can't find this stuff back at the
A
base.
Lavalla. Deadly Competent. This is a god roll. God roll. You've got Deadly Incompetent. The base damage isn't horrible, and enemy armor damage is basically at the cap. Whoo! Not too shabby at all. Come and pick this bad boy up. Now, it's 416,000 Dark Zone funds. You are investing quite a bit into those Dark Zone funds, so just be considerate of that. 1127, 11s across the board. Doesn't matter what the attribute is. You're not going to roll something off. Okay, armor, but I would pass. 243, pass. Accuracy, damage and upper range, horrible. Let's move on. So, not a bad Lova. Or Lavalla. The Deadly Competent right now is God roll. You could roll Adept on there. Adept stacks 5 times.
No bullshit. This here's the best you
So you can get 37.5% crit hit chance if you roll Adept. You need to be pretty skilled to constantly be running that, but that Lavalla is awesome. This PP19 is garbage. Accomplished knee pads. Accomplished basically gives you, when you get points for field proficiency that go towards field proficiency, they just triple. Any member damage, blind and burn, I'd pass. Firearms, garbage. C79. Here we go. 19% crit hit damage. Cap that's out there. If you're looking for crit hit damage, here you go. It's too bad there wasn't crit hit chance instead of accuracy, but if you are running an assault rifle, having just a little bit more accuracy doesn't hurt. And it's got some headshot damage. Now, when you put it on an assault rifle, I think the headshot damage is a little bit useless. You're gonna hit maybe a couple headshots before that guy either moves where your gun starts slowly bouncing around, basically making that roll useless. But 19% crit hit damage, not
Next time.
horrible at all. Going to East 42nd Street. Let's take a
I'm your
peek.
one-stop shop.
First wave M1A, we've talked about this. This one's horrible. Prosperous knee pads, we're not even going to look at. Seeker Mine damage, now the max is 4, 3.5. So not horrible, but if you're looking for Seeker Mine damage, there she be. 16% accuracy, reload speed, and crit hit damage. Could do a little bit better. And that is in Checkpoint East 42nd. Going to East 40th. We are looking at... Let's take a little peek here. We got a double barrel shotgun that's got accurate, capable, and self-preserved. You're going to want to pass. Refresh mask. Just, could be so good. You could pick it up. You could roll firearms or better stamina or even into skill. I don't know. On the fence about that one. Support station duration. Honestly, if you're running either Reclaimer or Attack Healer and you're running a support station, you're going to want to run support range, not duration. Especially with Attack build, that puppy is going to be up all night long. I'm talking all night long. So you're going to want to keep it at the range, so when your guys and your team are moving around, you can be bam and be walking around and picking up some healing and getting as far out as possible. 7.5% crit hit chance, headshot damage, and stability. You want to pass on this. Heading down to East 34th Street. Let's go take a little peek. All right, right meow, we have the military Scar H 396. I've been over this. It's such a shame that they don't put some more damage all up on this mofo. But they have got determined, prepared, and cooled-headed. You could technically keep prepared and cooled-headed and re-roll determined, but come on, let's be honest. I would probably pass. Now, I would say that in my group, somebody named Gillis Pie might pick this up and think it's a god roll, but we're going to let that one pass right there. Okay, technical, honestly, just want to pass. How many freaking times is your signature skill up and it ain't going to give you enough skill power on the outside, if you know what I'm saying. Performance mod of ballistic shield health, we've been over this. Don't touch your ballistic shield build right now. Wait till 1.7 and we can really see what happens. 4% crit hit damage, 11% magazine size, and 10.9% fire rate. Ah, man, I wish they had just a little bit more. Like, if they had 20% magazine size or even 30%, these things might be worth taking a peek at. I don't know. Just not for me.
Come back when you...
Let us check out East 31st. Alright. Comment section is blowing the H up.
Don't ask me where I got it.
First wave M1A. How many M1As are they dropping on August mother and 11th? Jeez, this has got to be number 4 or 5. Take a look at it and then pass on it. Operator mask of 860. Tenacious. All resistance. And blind deaf. Put a pass on it. For the love of God. Now. Booyah! 265, Stanima, 3% skill haste for a prototype Stanima mod. Pick a few of these puppies up and put them in your inventory cache, because baby, you just hit the jackpot. 3% skill haste. You're really looking for skill haste with a lot of your builds. As you're seeing with a lot of the build guides online, you're really doing a blended build between firearms, you're going between Stanima, you're going between electronics. You really want to keep them, try to keep them in the high 200s and your skill around 200. So the skill haste plays a key because you want to get your skills back because they're a lot higher. Here you go. Stability, optimal range, and headshot damage, absolutely garbage. So that Stanima mod was in East 31st. Not bad at all. Getting a lot of requests in the chat to do an Indian voice. I don't know if I can do it. Don't think I can do it. Here we go. Looking at the SOCOM MK20 SSR, another sniper gone by the wayside. You just look at that damage and go, man. Then you look at the headshot damage, you go, man. Just not good. We're looking at swift, ferocious, and disciplined. You're going to want to look at it, and you're going to want to pass on it. Spec Ops gloves, astute. I swear to God, if they drop one more astute pair of gloves, I'm going to quit this game for the next 5 minutes. Prototype Stanima, 242, 31, 49 in health. Guys, what did I say? 255 or less. Give it a big old pass. Taking a look at the heavy magazine spring, 2.5 crit hit chance, reload speed, and rate of fire. Once again, you're going to want to pass. Let's head over to one of the favorite rogue checkpoints of all time, West 31st Street. I have died so many times coming out of this checkpoint. I'm telling you, if you go look at the leaderboards for deaths as a rogue and by rogues, I would be at the top of that list. Let's take a look. Officers M9, A1, expert and dominant, garbage, accomplished knee pads, garbage, firearms mod, 260. Woo! 264 with basically the max skill power. You are going to want to take a few of these and stick them in your inventory cache for later. Having firearm skill power as a mod isn't bad at all. If you're trying to build up your skill, your electronics, while maintaining the firearms, these are the perfect mods to run, although I would highly recommend that you spec more into electronics with your gear and run firearms skill haste mods instead of these. But if you need to spec in and get a little bit more skill power, do not hesitate at all. And finally, 2.5 crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and rate of fire for that magazine spring.
I'm sure you'll be...
We are going to want to pass on that. Let's find the next checkpoint. My doorbell might ring, and I'm not sure who it is, so if you hear something in the live chat, please don't hesitate but to make fun of me. Let's take a look here. We have a double-barreled, sawed-off shotgun, trained in swift and ferocious. Probably could pass on that. Not great. Ooh, an inventive backpack, 1265, 1285 armor with 15% stability and burn resistance. That's hitting the top of KJ's list. This is not bad at all. I mean, I do have a better one, but it's not a horrible backpack at all. In fact, you should pick up one, if not two. 265 prototype or electronics mod, but the low health. Honestly, I'd probably pass on this. Stanima right now is overrated. To see how it plays out on 1.7, nobody knows. But I'd probably pass on that electronics mod. Optimal range, accuracy, and headshot damage. We are going to move it the heck along. West 39th Street. Friday night. Vendor reset with the one and the only KJ Ontario. Guys, we have a lot of videos. We're putting out a lot of content. I run with a great team. We bicker and banter. We've got a couple apparently know-it-alls, and I tell them what the is up. okay? So if you want to hear some cool chat and watch some awesome gameplay, come and check us out. Brutal, skilled, and capable on this Tactical Vector 43 ACP, basically 1-1 to 1-4. This was the weapon to have. Not so much anymore. Tactical pack, that's inventive, 1264 skill, power, and bleed. If you look at the armor roll of the previous one, it was 1285. This one's 1145, so you're losing 100 plus 140 some odd armor. I would probably pass and go grab the other one. Seeker Mine damage. Here is the max rolled Seeker Mine damage mod. If you are a cheese player and want to run Seeker Mines, here is the mod for you. Handstop Wolf Grey, under barrel mod, reload speed, stability, and accuracy. Let us move on. We are heading up to... No. Gotta love joining other players.
Your loss if you don't check this out.
So let's drop group. Thanks for allowing me to come here. Apparently I went back to my previous. Dude, you really gonna stand on it? No, I don't want to join. This is the joys. There we go. All right. Let's head back there. There it is. So West 42nd Street. Yeah, I was saying before. Listen, we run a great group. We're very diverse. Some of us are really good. Some of us really suck. That is me. Actually, I'm not that bad, but if you follow along in Last Stand, I'm really not that good. I play a great support role, but my builds are freaking out of this world. It's just my hands. I used to be a hand model, and now they're a little deformed from holding it in a certain position. So the way I grip the controller with the up, down, left, right, it's really not good. Apparently, I was kicked from the group. How awesome is that? What is going on with the division? Seriously. I gotta go up here. West 42nd. Guys, help a brother out here. What is going on in the division? Super pumped. It's the weekend. Gonna be running some survival tomorrow. Gonna live stream that. We're gonna be running with Gillis Pie. The good old Gillis Pie had a great argument about lag. We're gonna argue a little bit more tonight about it. Would love to get your opinions on it. Black Market AK-74.
You better get there before the wrong people.
Honestly, it's not a bad weapon because if you look at the damage on it, it really puts it out. The problem is it bounces like CB Gillis Pie running through the dark zone. And the enemy armor damage on this is a little bit low. The rounds per minute is a little bit low. You really want to look at something at least that has Deadly Competent on it, potentially responsive. This is not the gun for you. Sturdy. You're looking at an increased armor while staying in cover. We've talked about this. Honestly, while it does have 1263 firearms, you're going to want to pass on this bad boy. First aid allied heal. Now listen, if you're running as a healer, you can run these mods. You don't necessarily need to, and in fact, I would suggest you definitely take a look at the defibrillator as your healing. But if you're trying to increase, these can go to 6%. I mean, if you're playing a support role, in terms of a healer, you can look at this as an option for your performance mods. Personally, I'd rather run support station range so that your teammates have a bigger area they're getting healed in that they're working in. Crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and rate of fire. Gonna want to pass. Let's move the heck on. Up to West 46th Street. My favorite checkpoint in DZ5. Well, I mean, there's only two real checkpoints in DZ5. This is one of them. I have died many times outside those doors as well. Let's not go there.
Stop fucking around and buy
M700 Carbon. Come on, give me a good roll, baby. Trained, competent, and elevated. This is not horrible. Competent, because you're always using a pulse. You're always using an overheal. You're always using something. So your weapon damage is increased by 10% for 15 seconds when using a skill. Now, if you're also running it as a sniper build, you're probably going to be elevated somewhere and you may not be. Elevated is a 50% used perk. If you're 1.2 meters up, if you're standing on top of a car, if you're standing on top of a van or a truck, or you're camped up somewhere, then you're getting that 10% damage. You're always going to be using it. But if you're face tanking somebody because they ran up on you or they're coming at you and they're still a little bit away, you actually probably would rather run prepared, because the chances of you being 30 meters out is a lot greater than you being 1.2 meters up on a car. At least that's from my perspective. But you could still use this competent and elevated and have and roll off trained for something else, preferably deadly. Operator pads, prosperous. Come on, guys. I mean, how many prosperous knee pads are you going to drop on August 11th? 235 electronics with 2% all resistance. You're going to want to do a hard pass on that. Here we go. 16% now. 19 is the max, so you're 3% off. You could, I think, get to 4% with this setup. You might be able to go to 6. I'm not 100% sure with crit chance. The stability is kind of useless. 2.5% on 100% is insignificant. Increased stat is insignificant. But if you're looking for crit chance, crit damage, major vent break, here is the puppy for you. These guys are dropping absolute garbage. We had an awesome God roll Lova. That was on the other side of the DZ. You're going to want to go check that out if you're looking for a great assault rifle. That puppy maxed out in Last Stand could absolutely shred people, and I think it would be an awesome pickup. Looking at this pathetic Dark Zone vendor,
Everything you need.
M870, self-preserved, predatory, and swift. I mean, if you're running Nomad and you really want to spec into getting your health regen, bada bing, bada boom, here you go. This bad boy's for you. The technical... Oh, look at the armor roll, guys. Isn't that awesome? 317 or 1317. I think it's 1333 is the max. Like, but it's a technical. It's a technical. Come on. Signature skill. I mean, how many times are we using this? I mean, now if you're CB who runs in my group, he's always trying to hit the double button and get the... because he's always dying and stuff, but let's just leave that to the side. You're going to want to pass on this Spec Ops. Performance mod, ballistic shield health, we've talked... or damage, we talked about it before. If you want to spec into it right now, go nuts. 1.7 is dropping. Wait until Tuesday. Sometimes it's Wednesday, depending on where it is in Australia. I think you get it on a Monday, mate. Hey, mate. You're going to want to pass. Stability, accuracy, and headshot damage. Give this muzzle brake a big old KJ Ontario pass. Screw that. Let's go up and take a peek at the North 6th Avenue checkpoint. Can you see Central Park there? Listen, I was talking on one of my live streams. Actually, no, it was the State of the Game recap, and we were talking about like 1.8, 1.9. Wouldn't it be awesome if they actually did... Yeah, there's nothing here. My bad. If they actually did Central Park as the next patch. So 1.7's coming, then it's going to go. 1.8 or 1.9, I personally think it's all going to end. I don't think there's any weapon vendors or anything here. Let me just go check this guy. I don't think it's going to end at 1.8. I think it could possibly go 1.9. It's either going to end at 1.8 or 1.9 in my opinion, because I think beginning of the year they're going to really roll out. They're going to probably roll, in my opinion, they're going to roll out Division 2. Now, nothing's been talked about, and it's all speculation, but I would love to see Division 2 in, like, Tokyo or Paris, some other place than New York, because I'm so sick and tired of running around in New York. Let's go see if we can get to these safe houses without getting killed. I don't even know what build I'm running right now. What build am I running?
System rebooted.
I'm running my high-end build. Let's go take a quick peek.
Entering dark zone.
The other thing is, I am not on a party chat, so everybody around me right now can hear me. I'm like this beacon and I was playing incursions. So let us run Let's run a pulse just so we can see where everybody is. I would love to see it in another Division 2 in another city. I think that would be so cool, and I just think there's so many cool places out there to actually go and explore the city. You know, they've really done us a huge service with this game. We've seen a really cool city, but they've done a really huge disservice in the fact that they haven't shown us all the landmarks. Like Central Park, hello, places like places like the Statue of Liberty. Imagine running around the Statue of Liberty, climbing that son bitch, and just like, you know, playing around it. How awesome would that be? So we are in the upper dark zone number 8.
If you don't want to buy, someone else will.
And we are looking at Heavy Spring Magazine, 11% mag size, crit hit damage, rate of fire. Give it a big old pass. Headshot damage, crit hit damage, crit chance. If you're really expecting headshot damage, this bad boy is for you because you get the 2 extra bonuses of crit hit damage and crit hit chance. Take a quick peek at this one. It's not horrible. Vertical grip, foliage green, upper range accuracy and stability. Give that a big old pass. And accuracy, headshot damage, and crit hit chance.
Serious
We are
inquiries
going to
only
say
next time.
no. We've got to go all the way down here, so we are going to go back out the way we came. Let's do it. And take a peek. All right, guys. So I really think that we're gonna see 1.8, and it's gonna be a really hard no as to 1.9. I just think that the developers are probably getting to the end of the rope with this game. A lot of players have left. And I think a great refresh, I think bringing back new blood, new life into this game is going to be dropping Division 2. We've got our money's worth out of it. Guys, we spent, I mean, at the most for the game, I think I spent 80 bucks and then bought the pack for like 60. So I'm into this puppy for like, what am I into it for? I'm in for 80, 60, at max 150. I think if I added up the time I've played versus what I spent, I'd probably at like 4 cents an hour for entertainment. Can't find that anywhere. So I think, quite honestly, I would prefer just to see, give me a freaking 1 point or Division 2, and let's just get this puppy started. You know what I mean? That's what I would do personally. And I don't think you necessarily, I mean, it would be cool to have different names for gear sets. Let's be honest. A black market AK is still a black market AK. You don't need to change up all the weapon names. Maybe some new skins and things like that. But I really think that they could roll out something new and still keep a lot of what everybody freaking loves. And to me, that would be what would be most important.
Transmissions jammed.
This is the long, unedited version of the vendor reset. I will be cutting this into a shorter version. I am gonna try to just run back these guys. I should probably actually have a gas for gas seeker mines. Oh, we'll let her go. Yeah, I would love to just see them roll right into Division 2. Now, I've got 4 characters. This isn't to brag. I just actually is kind of pathetic of how much I play this game. I've got over 1 billion credits, which I'm sure many people do now on one character. Character's maxed out. I've got this character's got like 500 or 600 million credits on it. And my other 2 characters, they're both sitting around 100 million credits. I have played a ton. I'm talking a ton of Division. So I don't want to drag this character into the next game. I want to start over. I want a fresh grind. I want a fresh city. I want new missions, new bosses, new looks.
JTF has lost his goddamn.
I want everything new. I want to see what we're dealing with here. Alright, Predator's Mask, 1221, roll to skill. Probably in Predator's build you don't want that. Skill power increased, kill XP. Gonna take a pass on that. Deadeye chest piece. You really, really want to have enemy armor damage, which they do. You kind of want to have some sort of health roll, and you also want to have some ammo, because you're probably going to be sitting there for most of whatever you're playing, and you don't have that much sniper ammo to begin with. You also want it rolled to firearms. In my opinion, Deadeye gear pieces, I don't really care about the armor. You shouldn't be face tanking people when you're in that position. So, but this chest piece you're going to want to pass on. Backpack and the Nomad, it's just garbage. There's no point even talking about it. Reclaimer, shock, burn, all resistance, roll to health. Great armor roll. Should be rolled to skill, probably. And that should be either skill, power, or health in the major. You're going to want to pass. My good friend, CB Gillispie, loves Lone Star. He's probably got a better holster than this, and you probably do too. Alpha Bridge gloves. SMG damage, enemy armor damage, skill haste. Actually, not a bad roll. Man, oh man, with firearms, but look at the armor. You're missing out on 100, basically 30 armor on these gloves. Not horrible, though. Not horrible in terms of what's there, and then the jackets.
Come on, you're killing me here.
Well, can we run through and make it to this safe room? Want to give it a shot? Let's go and give her a shot. Can I go out this way? Way to go. I know there is enemies right here. I'm actually going to put on the gas grenades. That slows those bastards down. Well, let's go and take a look at this safe house. Probably going to run out into these guys. Not. Yeah, they're right there. Fuck it. Go.
Tango inbound.
Look at these motherfuckers dodging and dipping and dodging.
Get out of the way. Hard on.
So, I'm not really playing any other games at the moment either. I'm really into this game. I have been for well over a year now. And so, learned a lot, mostly from dying, and getting better, and dying and getting better. And decided to start putting out some content. I'm told I'm not really funny, so that was going to hinder me. But you know what? I said, fuck it. Let's go and do it. Let's go and see what the people say, what the people want. So far, the response hasn't been that great. Can I get through? Okay.
Focus fire now.
So,
Fuck. Take their position.
yep, they're mad. They're really mad at me. So, I really think that it would be awesome to listen. The other thing I was going to tell you, I was rambling on there. If you want to join up and play, KG Ontario is the game tag. I love to random matchmake and roast guys and call guys out and in a joking way, in a funny way. Not to say you're a shitty player or anything like that, but it's always fun to do that. And I'm always lost. Here we go. Okay, so these guys usually have something good. Let's go take a look. Deadeye Mask, rolled firearms, all resistance, and blind deaf. Kinda don't want that all resistance. You're gonna want to pass. Deadeye chest piece, enemy armor damage, awesome. Resistance, horrible. Increased kill XP, horrible. Rolled stamina, horrible. Backpack, garbage. Low roll fire or armor. Rolled health. Guys, what the fuck? Look at those minor attributes. Bleed, shock, and burn. Man! Garbage. Lone Star holster. CB! 1249, 1260, 1262. Found it, baby! We living a dream! Claimer, gloves, 927. That's a 952 armor, by the way. 927, 1209, roll the firearms. Not horrible, could be better. Shotgun, crit damage, health, one kill. You're gonna want to pass.
I'm sure you'll be back.
Let's go down to the DZ5 safer. Do we dare run through Midtown and die? Yeah. Actually, maybe we'll run through the pit. See what the deal is. I haven't encountered anybody else. Interesting. Check and see if D-Tech's up. Better believe we do. Never run by D-Tech, boys and girls. Never run by D-Tech. Oh, they want me to run through Midtown. This could be really good, or this could be really bad.
The city needs a leader like
Where are
Bliss,
these
no
bastards?
question.
Oh, it's so bad. Nope.
God, this JTF bullshit that keeps
They
happening.
not see me. Oh, they saw me. Oh, they saw me.
Maintain fire.
Oh, they saw me.
Fire on target. Open fire.
Oh, they saw me. Yep. Oh, they're mad. Oh, man, are they mad. Oh, this is not going to end well. I don't want to proc my special. Whew. Well, that was close. But we did it. Alright, boys. We live dangerously. Why the hell not? Probably should have dropped the shock turret is really what I should have dropped, but it is what it is. Let's make sure we get some medkits. Alright, let's see what kind of attachments we got. Velocity magazine, garbage. Accuracy, stability, crit hit chance, garbage. Hand stop, garbage. Guys.
Next time, buy something.
All garbage. Come on now. Well, let's go to the safe room here. Two more, guys. We got two more. Two more or three more? We got two more. Heading through what they call the D to the mother Z. Doing this for the boys. The boys. Doing it for the boys. I'm gonna timestamp this as well as do a recap version of it. So the voicing is gonna be kind of crap. Actually, I might cut the voice out and redo it, but I'll timestamp everything. If you want to check back at a later date, you are more than welcome to. Appreciate the likes and follows, guys, the subs. Like, I'm trying to really grow this channel, so every sub to me is like, oh my god. So I appreciate it. Yep, you guys are bad. Take a peek anytime you want to load. Let's take a quick load here.
Don't waste my
Not in that
time.
kind of way. Electronics, performance, support station, range. There's that range I was talking about. That is awesome.
You might regret not buying.
And we've got one more safe room to go to. There. Let's head to this checkpoint. Fast travel down. Actually, maybe we just see where to put us. Take a peek. Side. Let's go. Out. Why the heck? What's the worst case that can happen, right? Get rolled up on by 4 guys, get absolutely railroaded, start all over again. Wouldn't be the first, and I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna be the last. Appreciate you guys following along. I just enjoy doing this stuff. It's actually kind of cool. I have a pretty good knowledge base now on the game. Argue a lot with good old Gillispie on many things. If you guys don't know who Gillispie is, I've got a few buddies who I run with consistently. He's probably one of the regs, and unfortunately, I should say, luckily for him, unfortunately for me. And I mean, he just wrecks. Like, I mean, if I had his skill with my personality, fuck me Friday, I would be, you know, on top of YouTube when it comes to Division. Unfortunately, I've got my skill and my personality. Nobody wants that. I mean, I don't want it, but I gotta live with it. So, seriously. Oh, yeah, go ahead, shoot me. No problem. Oh, he's taking it in the back. At least it's not on the face! We are almost at the end, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirrels, children of all ages actually need to be 18 plus to watch. That's okay. Heading into the last safe room, we are in DZ number deuce. Take a peek here and see what
I got what you need.
they are selling. R93, 93R. I actually really love this weapon, but it does such low damage, and I mean, look at the fire rate. Fires basically 3 shots at a time. You're gonna still want to pass. Skilled, competent, and hurried. You could roll hurried off. Probably should roll skill off, to be completely honest with you, and you should probably just not buy this weapon, to be 100% honest with you. A Lova with destructive, vicious, and competent. You could roll vicious off, because really 10% crit chance, having 2 segments. I mean, let's be honest, unless you're somebody who's amazing, you're not going to have two segments. You're going to roll vicious off and put on deadly. This could be a great PvE gun. Custom M870 MSC, capable, unforgiving, sustain, garbage. M700 carbon, ferocious, competent, and elevated. You know what? Not a horrible PvE weapon. Man, you could roll ferocious off for deadly and have deadly, competent, elevated. And I actually don't know. I gotta look at it, see what mine is. Adept. Don't get me started on it. Vicious and capable.
All remaining supply drops
Let's
will
take a
expire
quick
in
peek at mine.
30 seconds.
So deadly prepared.
Hey, you know you need this.
You know what? I'm gonna pick up that M700. Why the heck not?
Everything checks out.
I'm gonna roll it for deadly and go from there. Alright guys, end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna be live streaming some gameplay later. Gonna have some great chat.
Update.
Definitely
Supply
gonna
drops
be
have
talking
terminated.
about lag in this game. If you really want to tune in and listen, it's gonna be a great topic to debate Gillis Pie on. And you know, we always talk anything and everything Division. So if you're up for watching some Division, watching some live stream, we are going to get at it. Thanks, guys. This is Vendor Restock, August 11th. Have a great day or evening or wherever you are.